Greetings, Wrestle Buddies, and welcome to the weekly Smackdown recap. I'm Geek, and let's just get straight into the show. So, first off, it was a good week. Wasn't the best week. I enjoyed it from what it was. Hello, David. Good to see you in the chat. Good start to the show. Started with Sheamus versus Solo Sikoa. They had their entrances, then they ran a Bray Wyatt promo. This was okay. Had a very slow, methodical start to the match, but it was really hard hitting, which I appreciate. And they were taking their time. They clearly see they were going somewhere. After this, the Bloodline got involved, as they always do on the outside. Sami Zayn, Jimmy, and Jey Uso. They started brawling with the Brutes at ringside. Sheamus took over in the match. Hit Solo with 20 beats at a power. It was quite brutal. And it moved along. The Brutes and Sami Zayn continued to brawl on the outside. Eventually, the Usos take control. They super kick both Pete Dunne and Rich Holland, and then put them both over the announce table. Then they dump the announce table on top of them, effectively taking them out of the match. Solo uses the distraction by Sami Zayn with the referee to hit Sheamus with the spinning solo, or the big twisting urinary suplex, and he gets the win. After the match is when the story was really told, though. The Brutes were taken out on the outside, so Sheamus is effectively in a 4-on-1 situation. It didn't go well for him. It's where to put it. They completely Pillmanized his arm on the steps. Jay beat the hell out of him just until Sammy called him off. And that was it. And according to medical reports that were done later in the night, Sheamus has a fractured elbow. So I'm hoping this is just a kayfabe injury and that they didn't actually get hurt. All things considered, I just hope he's okay. After that, we went to a second advert break. When we came back, there was the progressive match flow. Hello, Courtney. Good to see you. Hello, Brandon. There was the progressive match flow, which basically covered Rey Mysterio's conversation with Triple H last week, where Triple H convinced him not to quit the company and become a permanent member of SmackDown, and Rey ended up becoming the number one contender of the Intercontinental Championship. After this promo, it cut to Rey and Imperium backstage, who were having a bit of a discussion. Rey said he doesn't want to be disrespected, challenged one of them to a match. Ludwig agreed. I was really looking forward to this. I think Ludwig Kaiser is a highly underrated worker, and Rey Mysterio is Rey Mysterio, so this was bound to be a good match, and I was really looking forward to it as the main event. Let's see what we got here. Hard to match start off very slow. Yeah, couldn't agree more, David. Probably was the best solo match of his career. Absolutely brilliant. Sorry, guys, I'm blind as a bat, and it takes me a couple of minutes to read your comments. Couldn't agree more, Courtney. Right, anyway, back to the show. Sorry. Okay, after this, what do we have? Checking my notes. Yeah, we had a Bray Wyatt promo. This was absolutely fantastic. Like, Bray's new character, this weird, now, well, I'm taking a man who is schizophrenic and has mental problems, is taking this in such a turn that from a man who is schizophrenic, it's such a refreshing way to see this angle taken in wrestling. Usually it's not treated with very much respect, and to see Bray Wyatt take this issue and really focus on it and turn it into something positive it's uplifting in many ways. And the promo we cut talking about being a servant now and having to confess that he wanted the fans to leave him alone. He wanted everyone to leave him alone, but he knew he needed them just as much, was really powerful stuff. And to Bray, he talks more about confession, but basically ends the promo by saying, I'm a servant now, and I'm going to do horrible things in this world, and you're all just going to have to watch me. And that one, Wyndham Rotunda is amazing on the mic, but to see this fresh take on him where he's talking as himself is so interesting to me. It's phenomenal to hear, it's phenomenal to listen to, and it's so well delivered that you can't help but be captivated by the man. It's unbelievable. Moving on. We got a Bloodline segment backstage. They were all celebrating, except for Solo. Solo was sat on the couch being very, as he does. But Sammy, Jay and Jimmy were all celebrating the fact that broke James's arm, they beat him up, well done, blah, 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 blah. And Jay's then, we're going to get Logan Paul. To which Sammy butts in and says, no, Roman, the tribal chief, has said Logan Paul is off limits. Nobody touches him. Nobody goes near him. We leave him alone. Jay plays it off, says, we finally agree on something, but, I am a hothead. So maybe we'll see what happens later on in the night. And that did lead somewhere. So we'll get there later. Then we went to our third advert break. These advert breaks, I've got to say, they're real killers. I don't know how you do it over in the States every week. It's just, your TV must be impossible to watch. Then we got into our second match, which was Liv Morgan versus Sonya Deville. Honestly, didn't think much of the match. Liv Morgan, now dressed half like Harley Quinn with makeup like the Joker, was interesting choice to say the least. I'm not a fan of Liv Morgan. I don't think she's there yet. I think this new twist in her character may help because it'll hide any insecurity she has in her ring work and everything else. She's just acting crazy and going mental all the time, which is what happened to this match. It ended up being a count out, and she just beat the holy living hell out of Sonya. Like, went absolutely crazy on her at the end and then just walked off laughing. And I'm interested to see where this is going because I really do think Liv needs a repackage, and I think this might be a step in the right direction for her. But honestly, Sonya Deville was better as an authority figure than she is as a wrestler, which is a shame because she's actually quite good in the ring, but they just don't seem to know what they're doing with her character. And I'm just interested to see where Liv's going to go, really. Whether it'll improve her in-ring work, we don't know. But I'll be interested to see just where they take Liv Morgan, whether the rumours of her joining the rumored Wyatt Six are true, because certainly this new unstable Liv Morgan may fit that faction. But we will see. Into the comments. Hey, Tidy. Good to see you. Live with Harley Quinn cosplay this evening, basically Alexis Part 2. That's a good way of putting it. So much be good, Lisa got TV. Yeah, I agree with that. Thanks, Cap. Okay, moving on. Yeah, so it was a quick, short match. Went to the outside really quick. Sonya eventually got the hell beaten out of by Liv. Match is done. Moving on. It was effectively thrown out. Then we got an LA Knight promo, which I'm really excited for. I love LA Knight, the former Eli Drake. He is, just a great worker. And he's in his 40s now. They need to do something with him as fast as possible while he's still got time left on his clock. I really, really hope that they're planning to push LA Knight at least to the Intercontinental Championship because he deserves it. He has worked his ass off for years and proved. I mean, the man has rock-like qualities when he talks, and I'm not saying that lightly. I really think he does. He has the potential to become the best promo they have in that company, other than Bray. And I'm really excited to see what they do with LA Knight from here. Then we've got a Bayley Bianca promo for Monday. Apparently, they're rolling that match back again. I'm sure Jimmy is ecstatic about the fact that we are getting Bayley versus Bianca again already. But I don't have to watch Raw. So, not my issue. Okay, we then got a Viking Raiders promo. It was another fire, drums, shields, who I'm assuming is Sarah Logan doing the narration. We will see when they arrive, because I'm sure that Eric is out with an Achilles tendon injury or something. So, I know that one of them's hurt anyway. So I don't know when they'll be coming back, but it'll be interesting to see. And I like the Viking Raiders. I love them as War Machine. I've seen them live on several occasions. They're a fantastic tag team, especially when they're treated right. And I think Triple H is the person to treat them right. So when they come back, I really hope they get pushed to the moon. Then we had a Braun versus Omos face-to-face build-up. I don't know what to say about this. MVP was good. Go to the beginning. Braun comes out to the ring, stands there, lets the fans, takes in the adulation, says, "Look at me. I'm not hard to miss. I saw what MVP and Omos were saying on Monday. You're going to problem with me, say it to my face. So MVP and Omos, get out of here right now." MVP comes out of his own, cuts a very good promo, basically saying that, Braun was the king of this hill, but he's not anymore. That's the short version of it. I can't remember exactly what MVP said word for word. My signal was being a bit dodgy on SmackDown while I was watching it. But basically, he's telling Braun that you're not the big dog in the park. You're not the big dog in the park anymore. Braun takes offense to this and says, well, I'm not really into talking. I'm into actions. And as you came here alone, and Omos isn't here. And MVP says, whoa, whoa, whoa. Who said that? I said the Nigerian Giant wasn't here. Points came down the ring. Omos makes his entrance. Omos and Braun have a face-to-face. This was quite cool because Braun Strowman had to look up to somebody, which is a rare occurrence. Braun is a huge human being. And to see him stood next to somebody like Omos that effectively makes him look like a normal man it's a sight. It really is. And then it all fell apart because Omos did this flinch thing and Braun didn't move. So Omos shoved him like a 6-year-old child in preschool and just shoved him out of the ring. And Braun bumped for him and went to the outside and then got all angry and started screaming at Omos as MVP pushed Omos out of the ring and got him to go back up the rampway. And this match, Braun made a challenge for Crown Jewel. Omos has accepted, as predicted. Braun versus Omos is set for Crown Jewel. Should be good. I mean, that's a lie. It's not going to be good. I try to look at the positive things in wrestling always, but I don't see a positive in this match other than the spectacle that it will provide. I think Saudi's the perfect place for it, but it's not. It's not for me. I've never been a fan of Braun Strowman's work, and almost can't work. So we'll see where it goes. It could be fun. I hope it's fun, but I've got a feeling it could be very lumbering and not good. What did we go to next? And then we got one update on Sheamus. He's been taken to the hospital. He's under watch, observation, so on and so forth. Then we got a Drew and Cross recap package talking about how Drew caused the car accident last week, why he hasn't been arrested for this. I have no idea. The man caused a vehicular accident and apparently no charges have been pressed, but that's besides the point. Talks to the fact that, Drew's showing a new dark side and this needs to be solved. Then it cuts to Kayla Braxton backstage who introduces Drew. And Drew, long story short, basically says that this needs to end. WWE management agree this needs to end. So this is going to end at Crown Jewel in a steel cage. I'm all for this. I'm a big Drew McIntyre fan. I always have been. I think he's a great worker and he's an underrated worker. He gets a bit oversaturated from time to time. But I think this is the perfect thing to do with him not in the title picture is be feuding with a big angry heel like Cross. I don't know if Drew's going to win this match. Honestly, I think Cross still needs this win better because Drew has been on the upside of this feud. Except for what happened at Extreme Rules, Drew always seems to come out on top. So for me, Cross still needs this win. And I kind of hope he does win. But I'm going to look forward to the match. I like Drew. I like Cross. Big, beefy boys. They should slap the piss out of each other. And it should be thoroughly enjoyable. So put them in a cage. Scarlett can't get in. It's a perfect mixture, really. Everything's great. Let's see what we got here. SpongeBob and Red Pants. Yes. 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 I completely agree. Thank you. What we got here? Still cage match will be another rides carrying limitations. Yes, it will. It's a very good point. Because Carrion's not the best worker yet, but he's a good heel and he's good character work. And if you're good at character work, that will hide a lot of your imperfections. Sticking with the steel cage match, gimmick and a gimmick, hides even more. Then we got Logan Paul arriving in the arena with a big horrible smirk on his face. Just to prefix this, I can't wait to see Roman smash the living hell out of that little rodent. And if, by God, they decide to put one of those world titles on Logan Paul, it is David Arquette levels of stupid. Like, oh, no, it cannot be done. Do not put the title on Logan Paul. I know there's a big rumor saying Roman's not leaving the desert with both belts, but oh, Jesus Christ, no. It's David Arquette's stupid. I don't care how many followers Logan Paul has. He's not a professional wrestler. You are going to alienate your main audience so bad. If you do, it's just a dumb idea. But I've got to give the kid credit. He can go. He may only have had 2 matches, but he delivered in both those matches. Like, I couldn't do what Logan Paul can do. Couldn't even claim that I could do what Logan Paul could do. So credit where credit is due. Then we went to another advert break. Then when we came back, it was the third match of the night. It was Women's Tag Team Championships. It was Damage Control, Dakota Kai and Io Sky defending against Raquel Rodriguez and Shotzi Blackheart. No, sorry, Shotzi. She hasn't got a surname back. She's got a tag back, but she hasn't got a surname back. This was a good match. This was exactly what the women's tag team division needs. It needs fast, hard-paced matches that will get an audience invested into this division, what there is of a division. It was really good. A lot of high spots. It was a really good dive to the outside. At one point, Io Sky hit this leaping tornado DDT from the top rope onto Raquel, and it was fantastic. Chef's kiss. Just beautiful wrestling. Dakota Kai with some stiff kicks. Everything was just, it all fell into pieces. All the pieces fell into place with this match for me. It was beautifully done. And then thanks to a Bayley interference, Io Sky was able to hit an Emerald Fusion or the Kryptonite Crunch or the Celtic Cross, whatever you want to call it. And then hit her gorgeous moonsault for the win. Damage Control retain. If you get a chance to go back and watch this match, please do. It's worth a watch. It really is. Just for Io Sky alone, her work in this match is fantastic. Like, that girl is, I wouldn't call her underrated because everyone knows how good she is, but I will say underutilized. And I hope that they use her a lot more now that she's got those tag straps. They need to be having those girls defend those titles at least once a week. Then we went to the 7th break. When we came back, it was Ronda Rousey promo. Ronda basically turned around and turned heel. She confirmed that she's heel now. She said she doesn't do this for the fans. She doesn't win for the fans. She isn't the best for the fans. She gave them everything, and all they gave her was hate. So she doesn't do anything for them anymore. She's all for her. She pulled the title off Sparkle Barbie for her and just to spite the fans. And that was it. And she walked off. This was effective. It got over the point that Ronda's heel now, which makes a lot more sense, considering that she's verbally been quite vocal in the fact that she hates wrestling fans, and therefore, how are you supposed to be a babyface when everybody knows you can't stand us? She's much better suited as a heel. I'm glad it's been confirmed now, as it were. I'm interested to see where they go. Really, I don't know who her next opponent's going to be, unless it's going to be Charlotte again. And I really don't think it should be when Charlotte returns. I think Charlotte should do something away from the championship, something more, maybe something with Bayley and Damage Control, something that isn't around the belt again. Then there was an NFL advert for something called National Tight End Day. Brandon, what's National Tight End Day? Please tell me, because I haven't got a clue. Just somebody fill me in the comments. I don't understand American football in any way, shape, or form, but this took about 5 minutes of the show up, so I imagine it's quite a big deal over there. Then we've got a great Legado del Fantasma promo. I love Legado del Fantasma. They're one of my favorite factions in all of professional wrestling. I think Joaquin Wilde is one of the most underrated workers in the business. Santos Escobar, the former King Cuerno and Lucha Underground, is amazing. Who is Travis Kelce? Brandon, I have no idea who this person is. We'll figure it out some other time. Where was I? Yeah, Legado del Fantasma promo. Really good promo. They were all sat in an office looking good, basically talking about how they're head and shoulders above everyone else. There is no one that can challenge them. And the first thing they're going to do is destroy Hit Row, and their newest acquisition, Zelina Vega, is going to help do that. Zelina was dressed amazing. She was dressed like Evelyn from the Masters of the Universe movie from the 1980s. If none of you have seen it, go find a picture, because that's what she was dressed like, and I love that. It was amazing. She handed a guy like a personal slave, can't say that, servant, a PlayStation controller before she got a promo, which I thought was a nice little touch to her real life. And she basically stated that they're the best. No one can come to them. She's excelled at everything in her life. Legado del Fantasma have excelled at everything in their lives. No one's going to touch them, and they're going to start by destroying Hit Row. It then instantly cut to a Hit Row promo, where Hit Row were talking about quite a good line of how can any of them talk about being head and shoulders above us when most of them don't even come up to my shoulders, which I thought was a good little line. Slightly heightist, but still quite funny. After that, Hit Row basically walked off, said they had an idea, and that was it. It was the last we saw of them throughout the night. Then we went to our fourth match and main event match for the evening. Rey Mysterio versus Ludwig Kaiser. This match was fantastic. Gunther and Giovanni Vinci accompanied Ludwig to the ring. Rey came out on his own. Commentary were bigging up the fact that Rey is not a number one contender and Gunther's there to scout him out. It was hard to call this match because I wasn't sure whether we were going to get the classic WWE booking of you may be the number one contender, but now we need to beat you down a bit to make it more surprising when you challenge for the title and potentially win, or whether Rey was actually going to win. And Rey won. Won with the 619 and the frog splash. At one point during the match, he was on the outside with Gunther. There was a picked up a steel chair, threw it at Gunther. Gunther swatted it away like a fly to the floor, and Rey just hit the deck and pulled Eddie Guerrero, which I thought was quite cool. Pretended and got why there wasn't a DQ, I don't know, but it did get Gunther and Giovanni Vinci sent to the outside. But I have to say, of all the things in this match, for me, this match was a showcase for Ludwig Kaiser. That boy is so good. He's in such phenomenal condition. He's such a cerebral technician. He's very deliberate. Everything he does has pace. His timing is insane. And this match was a real showcase for him, for his selling, for his ability to really tell a story with somebody. And Rey was the perfect partner for him in this because Rey's great. Rey's always been great. We all know that Rey's always been great. It was a brilliant match. If you get a chance and you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. It was really enjoyable. Ludwig really shined. Rey looked fantastic. Just, I'll give it a 4-star rating of that match. It really was. It had me invested. If it wasn't for the fact that we went to break 3 times during the match, I probably would have been even more invested. But, it was good. It was really enjoyable, and I highly recommend anybody goes and watches that match. Then we had an announcement for the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium. Brawling Brutes versus Imperium, which will be on Smackdown next week. And they announced that, which I'm really looking forward to. Vinci's great, Ludwig's great, Pete's awesome, and Rich Holland needs some work, but he's getting there. And the only way he's going to get there is by getting reps in. So what are you going to do? Just got to let him go. And I really like this feud. I like the controlled aggression of Imperium versus the rage and anger of the Brawling Brutes. I think it's a really good mix. They had a fantastic match at the pay-per-view. I know Sheamus and Gunther were both involved in that as well, but I think that these 4 lads can really put on a show. And that show is going to be violent and it's going to be glorious. After this, changing over, it's over. After this, we went to the actual main event, which I don't really like the shows that they don't close with a match. I think a show should always close with the main event match, but this closed with an angle, and it was what it was. So let's get into it. Logan Paul. Logan bloody Paul. Logan Paul comes down to the ring, big shit-eating grin on his face. Flipping gets in the ring, starts cutting a promo saying how happy he is back to being in Ohio. No idea why. Maybe he's from Ohio. I haven't got a clue. How happy he is to be in Ohio. And then he turns around and talks to the fans directly and says to all you WWE diehards at home, whether you like me or you hate me, I've been doubting my entire life, and look where I am now. And then goes on to cut a promo on Roman, basically stating that he doesn't need hangers on around him like 2 guys that are basically the same guy, which I'm assuming was a twin joke, but a really bad one. And then a guy who calls himself Solo, but he's never seen him alone. And then I don't know what Sami Zayn is. Like, Logan can talk, but he's not a good promo. Like, his lines do not land where they're supposed to land. And at least I don't think they do. They don't land with me anyway. Maybe they do with other people. I'm not everybody. This happens. He keeps talking for a while, talking about how, what if I get that one lucky shot? Then Jey Uso appears out of nowhere and bang. It was great. He just wrecked Logan Paul for a good 3 minutes. Super kicks, hip bumps in the corner, just beat the heck out of him. Then Sami Zayn came down to call Jey off because remember earlier in the night, Sami had told him that Roman had said hands off Logan, no touching him. Sami comes down, tries to get Jey out of the ring. Jey ignores him, charges back at Logan Paul. Logan Paul miraculously recovers, gets out of the way. Bang! One big lucky shot. Knocks out Jey Uso. Then he hops over the ropes, walks off with a big smile on his face, going, ha ha ha, one lucky shot. Yeah, it's all it takes, one lucky shot. While Sami Zayn stood there dumbfounded. Now, this didn't work for me. Like, maybe it's just because I don't think Logan Paul is that he talks about not needing a mouthpiece like Paul Heyman, but I truly believe he does need a mouthpiece because he's not a trained professional wrestler. He's not spent years doing this. He's a guest in the industry. And just because you can talk on a podcast doesn't mean you can cut a promo. And he can't cut a promo. He can talk. It's not the same as cutting a promo. But that was the show. Anyway, all in all, I did enjoy it as much as I bagged on the ending. I thought the matches tonight were great. I thought the story with Ray was well told. I really enjoyed what they're doing with the Brutes and Imperium. I'm really glad to see Selena Vega and Legado del Fantasma again, and I think the feud with Hit Row is going to be very interesting. Just generally, quite a good show. 3.5 stars. I'll give it this week out of 5. Flipping, not just a medium show. It wasn't anything must see, but it's worth a watch. Good wrestling, reasonably well storytelling, and I was entertained. And that's all you can really ask to be from sports entertainment, is to be entertained. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a quick go to the chat. Right, Brandon? No, Brandon. I am not cutting a promo on Meiko Satomura. It is very late. My brother is asleep upstairs. I am not cutting a promo on Meiko Satomura. Do not poke the bear, Brandon. Right. Anyway, guys, that's the whole show. Thank you so much for joining me. Love it. I love everyone that joins me for these things. Like, I can't thank you enough. When I started doing these, I thought I wouldn't get any viewers at all. So to have anyone watching me is awesome. I don't know why you do, but I'm glad you enjoy what I do. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy what we do here at Wrestle Buddy, if you enjoy the content we put out, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It's the best way to help us out. It's free, and it's the only way the YouTube algorithm really knows we exist. So, with that being said, thank you very much. I will see you next week. Too sweet. Bye.